Welcome to the Tuesday, True Health Tuesdays. Okay, now, tonight it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about all the different types of juicing and blending, and then we have the enzyme expert, Janine, who's going to demonstrate a very safe, effective method to open a coconut, and then she's going to demonstrate her method that she opens.
I thought they were one and the same.
Well, kind of. It seems a little aggressive. Okay, but first I mean, all of this stuff, and you can see beautiful vegetables and all this machines and stuff. It might be kind of neat, but why? Why even make the effort? Now, in the back, we have Tiffany doing scans, and scans, we can do that after when we start juicing, because there'll be a little bit of an interlude there. They test antioxidant level. And then, most of these machines are available from Fern's Nutrition, and we've got the owner of Fern's right here. And she actually has a discount that it's called special pricing. If you just mention, hey, I'm with Bergman Chiropractic, it's not like something fell off a truck, but you'll get a better deal. But so first, what we want to talk about is I mean, all of these things are methods to get food into your system. And why would it be so important? I mean, what's the deal? Why don't we just go down to McDonald's and get something? Now, a lot of people, and I'll say, well, you got to eat more fruits and vegetables. You've got to clean your arteries. You got to get it. And guess what the answer I get about 99% of the time? I eat salads. Okay, and that's cool, but the problem is, how do you masticate it? Okay, the digestion process begins in the mouth, and we learned that last week with enzymes. So you start to chew it up. How many people chew their food well enough, or have good jaws, or have good salivary amylase to break down the carbohydrates? Now, if you're looking at a carrot, now this right here is a carrot that you could knock somebody over the head with. Okay, now if you chew this up, you're going to get about 1% of the nutrients. And that's because the nutrients they're inside of those plant cells. You got to find a way to break them open. Now, juicing, you actually separate the soluble fiber, which is the rich juice, the rich nutrient-rich stuff that you want to get in your system, with the stuff you can't digest. So juicing, you can assimilate nearly 100% of it. So what do you want, 99% or 100% or 1%?
100.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at this, what's the difference for juicing? Juicing pre-digests the food. Now, there's a difference between juicing and blending. Okay, this is huge. It's huge that you know the difference. Now, Montel Williams has something like this. Vitamix has something like this, where it's a blender. And what they say is, well, this uses the whole vegetable. And that's absolutely true. It also spins at an incredibly high RPM, so it breaks down some of the enzymes, and it makes it more of a challenge sometimes to get enough volume in your system. We're going to talk about the difference, but juicing pre-digests the food. It means it breaks it down so it's more bioavailable for you. And actually, you're supposed to get, for health, 1 pound of vegetables a day for every 50 pounds of human. I'm not going to eat 4 pounds of vegetables. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so what this does, what juicing allows, is you to get the same nutrients from those 4 pounds of vegetables. Gerson therapy has been shown to reverse cancers, some cancers, by juicing 20 pounds of vegetables a day. Now, you couldn't eat 20 pounds, but think of what that would do if you were going to take in that many antioxidants, plant nutrients, phytonutrients, and these things will literally clean the arteries and hyperoxygenate your system. I mean, this is out of the American Journal of Epidemiology. They say that just 1 serving of fresh fruit and vegetables reduces your risk of heart disease, cancer. Another one, heart disease, reduced by taking vegetables. Of course, you can do the chemical route. Now, the advantages of this, it's fast. And you actually have a recipe on there, and we're going to make coconut, the coconut drink that you have on there, kind of, in the ballpark. And you're going to see how easy it is. The disadvantages is its high speed. Now, you can actually make soup in this, okay, which is kind of fun and easy. However, anytime something's heated up over 118 degrees, it breaks down some of the nutrients. So you're going to see when we use this, we're actually using ice with it to make sure the enzymes are still alive, and we actually are going to. Oh my gosh, it's good stuff. This is a way to introduce healthy food to kids. Now, this, Norman Walker, Now, he developed, this juicer here is about $3,000. It chews up, it's slow, it chews up the vegetables, and then it's hard to see, but that big plate there actually compresses it. It's a hydraulic press. Now, he was sick in his 50s and not doing really well and following the medical model back in, I think he was like in the 40s. And of course, it was the same thing that the medical model is today. It's symptom, drug, symptom, drug. Is that real effective for health? No, it wasn't back then either. So he got frustrated with it and felt that you could live to 120 by doing vegetable juices, that it would be better for you. He made it to 99, but still, you know, that's pretty good. Now we've got the different types of juicers. Now, this is hugely important. When you look at these, this one here is similar to the Jack LaLanne juicer, and it comes apart really easy. It has a cutting blade inside that's called a centrifugal juicer. Now, the neat part with this is it's super easy to clean. It's one little screen that comes in there, and you don't need to cut up the vegetables. It'll do like whole apples, it'll do whole everything, and that's what they're going to advertise. The disadvantages of it is that you can't, it goes too fast. It doesn't do greens really well. And I'm going to show you, because we're actually going to do some spinach through this one. This is a workhorse. Now, this is called the Champion juicer. Now, this is called a masticating juicer, and it has the advantage of having one moving part. Okay? And this is the only blade. The problem is it also spins super, super fast. So it's going to put oxygen inside of the juice, which means that it's going to oxidize. And that means it's not going to last as long. And the screen in here is pretty much of a pain in the Goomba to clean. It's right there. Okay, so you have to take it apart, you got to scrub it. But, you know, when you're doing juice just a couple of times a week, it's not that big of a deal. This one is probably, this used to be my favorite. This is called a twin gear juicer. And this is probably the most complicated looking thing. And the reason is because it is. It's got screws. This aardvark thing comes apart. And it's got two massive gears on the inside, a screen on the inside, gears on the inside, multiple pieces. So does this thing look complicated to clean? It's incredibly complicated to clean. It's not just complicated, but it does a fantastic job because it's very, very slow. And the pulp is real dry. And what you want, since you're going to be buying nothing but organic vegetables, you want to get as much bang for your buck as possible. This one, I didn't want it to be good. Okay, this one here is probably the most expensive. It's around $380. This is slow speed. Its cutting edge is totally, completely different than anything you've ever seen before. This and this is the cutter. So it has this little grinding wheel that's really slow. What I like is this has a wiper blade technology. Want to know what a wiper blade technology is? This is the screen. Exactly. Every time this thing juices, this thing wipes it off. So the cleanup is, to say it's easy is putting it mild. And then, let me see, there's a red dot here somewhere. There, that's close enough. It'll probably work when I press the button. Yeah, I definitely need help on that one. Okay, so now the advantages. This one's a workhorse, never breaks, it's good for about forever. Okay, the disadvantage is it adds oxygen to the juice, so the juice isn't going to be as fresh as long. This one, slow speed, the juice actually lasts 20% longer than this. And I'm going to demonstrate, but when I fire these up, it's going to be a little bit loud. Okay? And Janine's going to demonstrate how to open coconuts. This right here is actually my house. And you'll see, when I juice, it's a production line. What we do, and you'll see the list on your sheet there, it's spinach, apple, carrot, and celery, and that's pretty much the standard. You can also add kale, which is fantastic. You can add what's that? Anise? Fennel. Fennel is fantastic. There's collard greens. I mean, broccoli. You can add anything. So this way you get more of a variety in the juice. The more colors that you get in there, the more phytonutrients are available. And you can see when it's all lined up, I've got all my jars up there, and we just go like gangbusters. And, you know, do it a couple of times a week because it stays fresh for about 3.5 days. Now, when you look at this, you got to get vegetables for color. The phytonutrients in here, and think of literally phytonutrients. We don't know exactly how they work. I mean, there's over 10,000 bioactive enzymes in a tomato. We've identified 5. So just know that there's magic in these fruits and vegetables, stuff that we're just now learning about. And science isn't going to go towards that, at least for another 50 years. We still need to deplete the economy using pharmaceuticals. Well, it's true. I mean, you know, as long as people got money, we're going to spend it on drugs. Okay, now this is the amazing thing. Coconuts. How many people, yes, dear, how many people have ever had a challenge opening a coconut? Okay.
Okay, cutting a coconut.
Zoom right in, Danny. Yeah.
Is very, very simple. Except this is pretty high. I don't like this counter. And you just rotate around, and it's just. And then you just pop the lid off. Can you help me pop that off? Because I'm making a mess.
Is that the only tool you would use?
No, that's the method my kids choose and Janine chooses to open a coconut. I'm going to demonstrate a little bit different one that's kind of wimpy.
This way is simple and it's easy. And once you get accustomed to using the meat cleaver, it's very simple. You just pop the lid off. You've got the coconut meat there.
I've got this.
And you get the coconut meat out. And it's simple because you don't have to take off the plastic. You don't have to clean off the husk. You don't have to do any of that busy work.
Okay, now this is the other method. Okay, now picture this. Okay, this is like a peak here, but there's a little round coconut on the inside. So if you take a knife and just slice it like this, it's going to expose that round lid. Okay, does that make sense? It takes a little bit more time. But what's neat is after you see this method, you're going to want to get an umbrella and stick it in it. So now this...
And refill it.
And well, you can add some other stuff in there. So now this, you can start to see the round coconut, okay, in there. So now it only took me a couple of seconds, and then you hit just on the edge, right on the edge where the coconut comes into the little skin area, and just one hit, and then pop it up, and then it just opens up nicely. And then you just put, you know, sing Margaritaville, put a hat in there, and you know, I like both methods. If you need to vent, Janine's method works really well. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now this. Now to get the meat out, she actually has this really cool called Coconut Buddy. We don't have one. So you can just split it open like that and then use a regular spoon. Wow, this one is not the best in the world. I thought splitting it open would be really cool, that it would work better.
Try it with the plastic.
Yeah, a lot of times the young coconuts, the meat's really, really soft. This one is not. And then you put the meat right in. Yeah, this one might be easier. Yeah. Now my kids are actually way better at swinging those axes, you know, and hitting it than I am. I should have Danny, instead of filming, he should be swinging this. Oh yeah, this is better.
Maybe you should include the proper vocal accent to it.
Hassan Chop. So now here, the meat goes right in. Now, the advantages of coconut, it's antimicrobial, so it kills viruses, funguses, and bacteria. It also is rich saturated fats. Now, ignorant people in the medical world have been disrespecting saturated fats. It actually helps the arteries. It helps clean the arteries. It's fantastic for immune systems. Oh, do you want the frozen bananas?
Oh, we're going to do that right
Yep.
now? Okay.
So Janine's going to demonstrate this crazy formula that's good for just about everything. So you've got the coconut in there that's got loaded with electrolytes. In fact, they used to do coconut IVs in World War II, where they could pour the water from a coconut directly into the veins of a human being, and it would save people, keep them alive. She also put some frozen banana in there, which is loaded with potassium and nutrients. What are the things in a banana?
Bananas are good for potassium. It's a good sweetener, a natural sweetener. Since we don't have other sweeteners to show you, but the raw cacao is a little bit bitter, so a lot of people need the sweetener.
Yeah, and this is the powder that you usually from the cacao bean, and this is what chocolate's from. So it's the highest mineral food there is. So you've got electrolytes, saturated fats, potassium, sweetness, natural, and then the highest mineral source around. Then it's a raw vegan protein. And then, are you going to put hemp seeds in there?
No, because I need powder.
Oh, that's right. Do you want to put maca in there? Yeah, now maca is from the Peru area. If you ever get a chance to look up probably the most powerful nutrient-rich food on the planet, maca root's it. M-A-C-A.
Next to raw cacao.
Next to raw cacao. Now we're going to do probably 2 or more batches like this, so everybody can try some of this. But
What's that other bag there that you put in?
It's a protein powder.
so it has protein powder, maca root, raw cacao, and you can get squirrely with this. Only about halfway be. Laura, can you help distribute some of this, please? I'm sorry.
If you don't use
Done with Tetris?
banana, you do want
I'm still doing the coupon.
Oh, okay.
What do you want me to do?
Distribute this. Here. How is it?
Okay. Do you have a little tray?
Oh my God, that's good.
Where's the tray?
I don't know.
Does it fail? I'll just do this.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's good. That's really good.
But this is a whole meal. You can have
Sure.
this as a meal replacement. It's got
8 ounces?
I'll use a whole coconut.
Yeah.
So whatever water I get out of a coconut, I'll use that as my meal.
Yeah, this has pretty much been like breakfast. You know, we'll fill a 32-ounce jar, and 1 coconut with all the protein and the banana will get this thing about 3/4 full, and that's breakfast.
The whole thing?
Why not? You know, it's delicious. And you got to figure the fats inside of the coconut. Let's say that you have somebody who's been exposed to toxic products like cholesterol-lowering drugs. Extremely damaging to the brain. So maybe there's some dementia, or maybe they've had multiple areas of fast food. Put a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil in there. Why not? It's going to add that richness and more saturated fats, more medium chain triglycerides that actually get in there. Here, want me to start peeling it?
Very good.
I know.
I've never frozen a banana. You peel it before you freeze it?
Yep.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep.
But this is a great way to get kids excited about eating something that's healthy, and then you feel good about giving it to them.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, and anytime you give a kid a big heavy knife and say, hit this, it turns food into fun. It really does. You know, if anyone's ever seen The Addams Family, play with your food, honey. You know, I mean, this is it. Boy, for young coconuts, these babies are old and hard and grumpy. Oh, this is what a coconut is supposed to peel off like.
Is there a way to tell whether one is better?
Nope.
When you open it, the only way to tell is when you open it. So if it's like really discolored on the inside, you just want to throw that one away.
Yeah, and also if you want to get a good deal, when they're not in season, they're about $3 each at Mother's Market, or they're about $9 a case at the Asian supermarket up on Beach. So
Well, they're up to $20 a case, depending on the season.
Oh, depending
From, like,
on the season. Yeah.
$6.99 up to like $19.99.
How many in a case?
9.
What's the difference between this coconut and the old-fashioned?
Oh.
A lot better.
Yep, this is a young coconut. The other one's old. It really, I mean, it sounds like, but it's old.
Well, the other one's mature.
And-
It's like we don't want to be called.
It could be previously owned coconut, but the milk inside, it doesn't taste really good.
Yeah, well,
And
I read something on, the little holes in the old coconuts.
Mhm.
They're white. They're good. If they're not green, you should not buy it because the way they ship them, they get all.
yeah, this. Oh, go
You tell
for it.
fresh one that way.
Yeah,
On those coconuts, the brown ones, they're mature, so they don't have the water, and the meat is really thick and hard. And so this one has the water. Good.
go for it. So when you're looking at this, we're blending. I'm going to be juicing in just a second. The whole thing has to do with the digestive aspect. Right now, this is getting food inside of you that's going to become you. If you want to regrow joints, if you want to get your health back, the only way to do it is by getting living food. And this is alive. I mean, my gosh, we just opened it. Now, while they're demonstrating that, I'm going to demonstrate 3 juicers that are going to be a little bit different. This one is the absolute workhorse. This has been my favorite for about 8-9 years. And the reason is, I mean, look at this. Small children, tree limbs, I mean, anything you want, kale, it gets in here. And it never breaks. It just keeps going. It's fast, it's efficient. The whole apple, the whole core goes in there. Now, inside of the apple itself, you might have heard that there's arsenic in it, and there is. There's arsenic in apple seeds. So look at this, the whole celery goes in. Now the celery can sometimes bind around the blade, so then you do a solid vegetable like a carrot afterwards, and that'll just about clean the blade out. So it's super fast, super efficient, and it doesn't take much. It'll also do greens such as spinach really well, really fast. And what's neat about grinding up the greens is not many of them will. So this, you can see it doesn't take long when you're using a big machine to really crank it out. But it is loud. Now this thing is so fast, you can see the juice that comes out is a little foamy. So now here, that was about 2.5 minutes worth of juice, and it's a good amount of juice. Okay, now I'm going to actually experiment around. You can see that that's about 1/3 full. Now, this was my old favorite. Now it's considerably quieter, but it takes a heck of a lot more forearms. And you can almost hear it's a heck of a lot slower. This way it doesn't add oxygen to the juice, so it doesn't, and well, it does require a heck of a lot of forearms, okay? And it's really, really a heck of a lot slower. But it's better quality juice. Now, I started juicing with this one, and I was really frustrated that it produces about 20% more juice than the Champion, which when you're paying top dollar for vegetables and you're frugal like me, not cheap, it's frugal. Okay, I came from a single mom with 4 kids, okay, so anything that was more frugal would be better. But it does greens fantastically well. It does apples, solid fruits really well. It does everything all around way better than almost any other juicer on the planet. And that's why I liked it so much. I know, I feel like I'm talking about an old friend that I just found somebody nicer. But what's neat, and I'm trying to do about the same amount of vegetables. Although this is kind of like watching grass grow. And that's about the same, but you'll see it's a bit more juice. Because I juiced just about the same number of vegetables, and it's a tad more. The greens are a little bit better. There's less foam, so it's less oxygen in it. And what I'll do is I'll pass around these two, and you can look at the pulp. The pulp of the Green Star is a lot drier than the pulp of the Champion, and the pulp of the Champion's just about one of the best. So here. Take a look at this. Okay, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's electric. Yeah, anytime you have an electric juicer, it's really important they're plugged in.
What do you do with the pulp?
The pulp, it goes. You can make anything you want out of it. You can put breads. It goes in my garden. I got one of the best gardens around. Now this one, you can tell it just sounds powerful. Now what's neat about this one is it's got a huge opening. The problem is it doesn't do greens really well at all. Now it looks like it does because this is one of the more popular ones. And you can see it's super fast. This is a similar style to what they have at like Mother's Market. But now, does it sound fast or slow? Incredibly fast. So right now, it's getting the job done really quick. But it's not, it's adding a ton of oxygen to the juice. And this is going to be a similar design to like the Jack-O-Lane. Now this one's going to be a shocker. You're passing around the things of pulp. This one you'll see actual whole leaves inside of it.
Yeah.
Whole plants.
Doesn't break it down.
So for solid fruits and vegetables, it works really well. But for dark green leafy vegetables, heck no, it's horrible.
Is that similar to the Jack-O-Lane one?
Almost exactly the same. Yeah. So and it's also the cheapest one too. You know, you can make soup out of it. Yeah, but the whole point of the juicing is you want it to break down so it pre-digests it. And dark green leafy vegetables are the best. And then the juice that comes out of it is super foamy, and it's not. Well, it's not. I don't like it as much. Okay, now this one is the finest. This one is my baby. Because not only, the only problem with this is when you're doing it, you have to cut up the vegetables. So it won't take anything real long because it actually goes in and those can wrap around the blade. Ooh, are those left over? Oh, cool. So the celery you have to chop up, otherwise the fibers can get wrapped around the blade. What I like about this one is you don't have to push. And if I was being really efficient, and you can see it does greens fantastically well. No. It just works out really well. Now, the only problem with this is sometimes it'll get bound up, but it has a little reverse thing. And you can see the pulp that comes out is, you couldn't get drier. Yeah, and it's super slow. But you gotta, this is one machine that's going to save your life. It's going to reverse disease. It's getting the nutrients inside of you. If you have, oxygenated blood, this is it. We can reverse arthritis, but the only way we do it is by having somebody have healthy nutrients, healthy movement, healthy enzymes. Oh, you mean the stuff from Hershey's?
Okay, you have to buy raw because raw preserves the minerals and the vitamins and the enzymes. The Hershey's is not raw, it's processed, and they put other things in it to make it so it doesn't stick together. And it's just poor quality. You're not going to get nutrition. This is good nutrition. This is something you can feel good about having every day. The Hershey's is not something you can feel good about having every day. It's not nutrition. It doesn't have the vitamins and the minerals that Mother's Market or Whole Foods.
But this is super easy. It feeds itself. You never have to really do hardly anything. And if it does bind up, you can pull it out. But this, I'd love to pass this around. Just check out the pulp. Squeeze it. Stick your hand in there. It's just a blast. Here. I mean, it's. I know.
Can't get a drop out of it.
Here, you can pass it around. It's because plus, if you want to save money, you're going to be spending it on organic. And why do you need to spend it on organic? Because your health is worth it. It really is.
Now, a couple things to think about. These are expensive, but they come with a 10-year warranty. And so these other juicers don't have that long of a warranty. And in the long run, you end up saving money by investing a little bit more in a really good quality juicer than you do by investing in like a $99 Jack LaLanne juicer. The other thing about this multi-purpose juicer, you can get a different plate in here, and you can make raw nut butters. You can make like ice cream, put a frozen banana in there. You can make nut milk out of this. This thing is incredible. This thing's fantastic. The Champion juicer, you can also make ice cream. You can get a frozen banana and put it through there. There's another blank plate. It comes out nice and creamy. You put raw cacao nibs on top for chocolate chips. You can do fresh fruit on top, and it's a beautiful ice cream. So
Laura, do you have a minute?
it's worth it to invest a little bit more in a higher quality juicer than it is to go
I got some
to
veggie
like
juice.
Bed Bath & Beyond and get one of these. Now, this blender is incredible. I use mine 2 or 3 times a day. And juicing is awesome. And I think everybody needs to juice. But as you can see, the fiber, you're not consuming the fiber. So it is good to also blend so that you get your fiber as well. And this is a good way to get a lot of the fiber out of your fruits and vegetables.
Excellent.
So should you only replace like 1 meal a day?
Oh, sorry. We'll dance later.
Great. Yeah.
You know what? I think it's a lot based on convenience. I have 2 to 3 meals out of this. But I eat 5 or 6 meals a day.
Is that too loud for you?
So it's good to eat every 2 to 3 hours and have smaller meals. And so that's why I do this. I have a green smoothie in the morning. I have my coconut smoothie. And then if I'm really tired from the day, I'll make another one at night. And then I have food throughout the day.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's like crazy scare tactic stuff. Can you like drop some broccoli and stuff in here too? Yeah. And maybe like a carrot so it tastes good. Do we need more?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Arsenic is actually something that it's a cure for cancer, the Laetrile cure. So
Yeah, there's certain like peach pits, the seeds, the kernels inside of it, the apple seeds, apricot seeds. It's also in peach. It's everywhere. Yeah, and so the arsenic, it actually has anti-tumor properties. Anything that you eat goes in that stomach. Honest to goodness, and that's what we're trying to demonstrate here. That I mean, they used to sit down and pray before you ate because this is going to become your body. It really should be a spiritual event. I mean, right here we're looking at the intestinal tract. Do you realize that autism, anxiety disorders, attention deficit disorders, depression, all of that stuff has to do with what you put in your system. Lining that intestinal tract are actual enzymes. And any neurotoxin is going to kill the enzymes. This leads to autoimmune disorders. Why are there so many lupus and rheumatoid arthritis and Lou Gehrig's disease? Why are all these autoimmune disorders today? Do you know why? Do you catch a disease like that or do you earn it? Wait a second. So you mean disease doesn't exist? You don't catch it. You actually have to build it up, and you have to earn it. Absolutely. You got to look at this. Lining that intestinal tract is enzymes. If you take something that's poisonous to the nervous system, it destroys those enzymes, leaving holes in the body. And so then that lets proteins go in your system, and these proteins are huge, like the wheat, the gluten, the caseins from the milk. These proteins get in there and they destroy the joints. So people come in and what do they say? They say, oh man, every joint in my body hurts. Then you got some guy that's going to do a blood test and say, wow, you know, you got this one factor up here. Of course, a lot of other people have this factor, but you have this factor, so it must be this disease. And then what do? They give you immune suppressant drugs, and then they give you pain reliever drugs. I mean, it's a nightmare. That intestinal lining can be repaired. You repair it by giving it healthy living foods. Not the whole thing, you got to chop it up. You're doing a good job, but you know, yeah, that's my baby there. You're my sweetheart, but that's my baby, yeah.
Very lucky that he's letting you.
I know. This is a big trust factor. I'm kind of scared, man. Okay. The problem is, now if you have a culture that looks at this aisle as food, there is no enzymes on here. There is nothing but neurotoxins. Gatorade, neurotoxins. V8, neurotoxins. If I have one more person, I say, look, you got to get more vegetable juice. Yes, doc, I have a V8 every day. V8 has neurotoxins in there. It blows holes in it. There's no way you're going to read good on the biophotonic scanner back there. I mean, it's crazy. This one here, cholesterol-lowering drugs. This now, you're going to see a lot more of this. The patent ran out about last year, so now all the studies they've been sitting on, but guess what leads to autoimmune disorders? Destroying your body's natural ability to protect itself. That's one of the drugs. This is beautiful. We encourage you to shop at the local farmers markets. Do you know why? It's cheaper. I'm sorry, I'm frugal. You go up there and you talk to the farmer. To get a sticker that says organic costs $5,000, okay? These guys will say, look, we don't have the sticker, but we don't use pesticides. We went in and got eggs, and we say, what do you feed your eggs, your chickens? And the farmer goes like this, everything there. You know, and he's pointing to like carrots and everything else. And so we know it's not soy food. So this is all living food. You put living stuff in you, you get living stuff out. Okay, does that make sense? So do you catch disease or do you earn it? You earn it by slowly poisoning yourself. How do you reverse autoimmune disorders, cancer, diabetes, rheumatoid, every kind of arthritis in the world? How do you do it? How do you reverse it? Juice, get nutrients in you. You detox your system. You stop poisoning yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes sense to me too. This thing here, garlic, is that important? Well, look at this. Stops antibiotic-resistant staph. Garlic. Okay? You know, I mean, you're not going to patent this stuff. It's so essential. Fibromyalgia. This gal, fibromyalgia is listed as an autoimmune disorder now. Okay? 9 different medications. Fibromyalgia before. 90 days later, no fibromyalgia. What do? Do we tell her to get fresh vegetable juice? Healthy enzymes? Stop poisoning herself? Yeah, same thing. Diabetes. That takes around 4 days to reduce your medications, takes around 30 days to heal it. When you look at this little kid here, is she cute or cute?
Yeah.
Okay, she wants to become a chiropractor. She had a monthly emergency room visits. She was taking 3 different medications. She was fully vaccinated. I mean, this is just like torture. It's hard to read this, but it says, Dear Dr. Bergman, I'm so proud of you. The green juice helped everybody. Doctor, you are, I mean, it says good stuff, but she likes the green juice, okay, and the red juice, because they do fruit juice out of the blender and the green juice. And consequently, the grandma doesn't have any more reflux, the grandpa doesn't have any more high blood pressure, she doesn't have any more asthma, and we do it all by getting the nervous system healthy and then changing what you put in the body. Does that make sense? Okay, is there any other way you could possibly get health? Will drugs at all give you health? No. Will they suppress symptoms and later destroy you? Yes, absolutely. Welcome to modern medical care. We stop this craziness now. Disease doesn't exist. You actually have to build it. You have to earn it. No more. This is exactly what you require to reverse disease. You need to have healthy new nerve supply. regular exercise, proper nutrition. Okay? This is living food. Next week, we're going to talk about fermenting food, living bacteria. You're going to see how to get healthy bacteria to replace the normal flora. Because if you've had medication, if you've had massive joint pain, if you've had lots of pain relievers, okay, that's going to destroy your gut. Next week, we're going to talk about how to replenish it and how to make fermented foods. You're going to really get into it. Rest, prayer, meditation, and sunlight. And this March Madness, I know that's only like another 2 weeks left. Tell your friends. It's springtime. We're talking about how to rebuild your body. We got to get the message out. Too many people are suffering. Okay, does that make sense? Now, we have Tiffany in the back with a biophotonic scanner. It takes about 3 minutes. It's kind of cool. You get to see your antioxidant level. That's really neat. We've got, Lori, did you print up those things?
Yes, the fern.
Yeah, because we've got some maps to ferns. They are the most reasonably priced, and if you say you're from Bergman Chiropractic, you know people.
The right.
Okay, the right people. Next week, it's fermentation. Thank you to Janine. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.